Have you ever thought of why did we change our list so much? Our thoughts and opinions change over time. And you're probably like, what are you getting at? What I'm getting at is in this video, I'll be talking about my updated top 10 list. And it's been a long time, but I came into a finalization of my top 10 list as of September 30th, 2022. There are going to be a lot of surprises, wows, and doubts throughout this video, but I'm not going to keep you guys hanging, so how about we just jump straight into the video? I'm going to go for the big wow. We have Icebreaker at number 10. Let me explain. So, as I went to go get my 8 rides, Icebreaker was barely even talked about anymore. Iron Gwazi and Pantheon already made their appearance. And when I got my 8 rides on Icebreaker, each ride just got better and better and better and better. The third to fourth launch, the ejector pops felt like RMC level airtime. And I absolutely love this coaster. It's overall fun and insane. And the comfort collars did not make a problem for me. The only problem I have with this coaster is the trains, the Premier Ride trains. It is very stressful getting in and out of the trains, which just puts very much stress because it's so tight. But other than that, I think this ride is perfect and it fits this park very well. And the setting with this ride too just makes it way better. So at number 10, we have Icebreaker. At number 9, we have Alpengeist. Have you ever thought, can there be an invert that intense that can make it to your top 10? Well, you have the coaster here. I don't think any invert that I've ridden so far comes anywhere close to Alpengeist. Alpengeist is one of the most intense inverts I've ever ridden. And what could justify this is nighttime rides. But what plays a good role in this is how well they played out the skiing/snow steam theme. It is really played out so well, and I just love the terrain, including that snow theme. But what takes the cake for this ride is the Cobra roll. That is the most intense thing I have ever experienced on an invert. The snap on it is like no other, and at nighttime you don't see it coming. And it's just honestly intense, and I was not ready for the snap. And the snap on the invergence also are very good, but the Cobra roll just really takes the cake and make this more intense than any other invert I've ridden. So at number 9, we have Alpengeist. Number 8, we have Incredible Hulk, my favorite coaster by B&M. And just watching and hearing that roar coming out of that tunnel is something amazing. But when you're experiencing it, it's another level. The first half is one of the most intense first halves you can get. And it's an amazing first half to any coaster. And it's honestly a gray out city. You can gray out easily on the first half. And what makes Hulk even better is the soundtrack. Honestly, Hulk has one of my favorite and the best soundtracks, I think, in the world. And it's just another level hearing that soundtrack and experiencing Hulk at the same time. And also the scenery and the setting plays a huge part in it. Coming out of that tunnel, seeing the water and seeing the scenery around is absolutely beautiful. And everything that plays a role on Hulk it's amazing. It's just components. Having the best soundtrack in the world, to me, having setting and having an amazing ride experience, all just plays a huge part on Hulk's part. And that's what makes it my favorite coaster by B&M. Number 7, we have Skyrush. I haven't ridden Skyrush in a while, so I don't remember too much, but I do remember Skyrush being amazing. Something to not forget about Skyrush is that first drop. That first drop is an absolute killer. The first drop is one of the most insane first drops out there. It really gets the intensity started to an amazing ride experience. I know some people has it as their favorite first drop, and some people has their top favorite first drop. I'm one of them who has it as their top favorite first drops, but not my absolute favorite. Skyrush's drop starts off with floater and abruptly turns into ejector, making it feel like a car crash. And something else is that first turn. The first turn also really gets the intensity started also, really putting some really good pressure in too. Having some speed and momentum, that first turn really does a lot. I remember Skyrush having some amazing airtime also. And another thing is the restraints. I know some people really hate the restraints. I don't think I had a huge problem with the restraints. I think I had a little, but not making it a huge deal. I didn't have that much of a problem with it. I really hope to ride Skyrush later on to really give a huge, big thought on it also and seeing where it could possibly rank after now riding it more and more. So hopefully that happens. But for right now, Skyrush ranks at number 7. Number 6, we have Twisted Timbers, an underrated RMC and my second favorite RMC. This thing is absolutely amazing from start to finish with no giving up. I got green train, and when I tell you that thing was flying, it was flying. The hang time on the barrel drop is amazing, back row. And but what just takes the cake and what makes Twisted Timbers so good is the airtime moments. Absolutely amazing airtime. I honestly like Twisted Timbers airtime more than Iron Gwazi. For that being, Iron Gwazi has some great airtime, but Twisted Timbers has some violent ejector. It's like insane. I couldn't even believe what I was getting myself into and what I was riding. I was not expecting Twisted Timbers airtime to be that surreal. And I did not expect myself to like Twisted Timbers airtime more than Iron Gwazi. But the triple camo bag did not let up. The triple camo bag gives some 3 crazy violent ejector airtime moments that I just had to like more than Iron Gwazi. And it's amazing airtime moments that should be talked about a lot more. This is going to be a surprise. At number 5, we have El Toro. And I'm not going to go into depth because you guys know why I like El Toro. I did a review. But honestly, I am a huge, huge fan of El Toro. You guys know this. But the reason why it's so low, I haven't been able to ride El Toro since August 12th. And a lot of coasters that I've ridden recently have been putting up great competition with it. So it's very hard to keep a coaster at a spot when a lot of coasters that you're riding that are new are putting up great competition with it. But hopefully next year I get to ride it honestly because I have very hope that it can move up from the spot where it's at now, and I really think it can because I absolutely love this monster of a wooden coaster, and I really hope I really hope I can. But for now, El Toro is at 5. Recent credit at number 4, we have I-305. And the back row is good for the drop, but the front is what I prefer. The speed and intensity is nothing to play about. But what takes the cake is that first turn. That first turn is really nothing to play about. That first turn takes your vision and blurs it. Or it could take your vision and take it completely, making you black out for part of the ride or most of the ride. I mostly grayed out, but I know most people black out. Also, the whip on I-305 is insane, especially the curves. The curves are really good with giving some great whip. And honestly, I said I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I sure wasn't ready. But what I was ready for was to give I-305 the title for being the most intense coaster in the world and giving it the title for entering my top 5 list. So at number 4, we have I-305. And in their spot in the top 3, we have Velocicoaster. Have you ever thought, can you take theming and a great ride experience, put them together, and come up with one of the best coasters in the world? Well, you have it here. Velocicoaster is honestly named one of the best coasters in the world and one of the best themed coasters in the world. And I would have to absolutely agree. I absolutely loved Velocicoaster, and the whole ride experience is absolutely amazing. The theming makes it a whole lot better. Honestly, this is probably one of the best themed coasters in the world. And the queue absolutely is like one of the best queues in the world also. I have to say that. And it just gives a chilling vibe knowing that you're about to experience one of the best ride experiences you can experience in the world. And they really went all out on the theming. And Velocicoaster takes the title with having one of the best inversions in the world. That monster swirl really slaps. And it gives you one of the best things you can experience on a coaster. Giving you some ejector airtime while upside down. Give me another coaster that can do that. Sorry, you can't. Velocicoaster does it better than anything. The theming on this thing makes it way better. The sound effects also. Just riding Velocicoaster, experiencing Velocicoaster, and going through the ride experience, hearing some insane sound effects, and seeing some crazy theming, makes it a lot better. The queue line too. Walking through the queue line makes you feel like you're in paradise. Feeling like you've never seen something never before. Another recent credit making a list, we have Pantheon at number 2. And you guys are probably like, do you really prefer this over Velocicoaster? Yes, but honestly, I'm explaining why. My morning ride on Pantheon, it was good, but it came nowhere near close to Velocicoaster. But what I can say is, I preferred Pantheon stall over Velocicoaster off the rip. But what changed the game is these 2 pitch black dark rides that I got on Pantheon. The first pitch black dark ride I got was back row. And the swing launches, I don't know what happened, but Pantheon turned into a beast. The swing launches forwards and backwards had some crazy violent ejector, and I was not expecting it, and it took me off guard, and I was left speechless the whole ride with my hands up, having nothing to say but just wow. And the second ride that I got was a front row Zen ride 5 minutes before closing. Pitch black dark ride, Zen ride, front row on Pantheon. It was just as good. I absolutely had nothing to say. Still blowing my mind, having my hands up the whole ride, just saying wow over and over and over. I clearly just didn't know what to say at all, but just, how did this happen? I don't know what happened, but Pantheon just turned into a beast, and I was absolutely amazed, and I was happy about it. Number 1, we have Iron Gwazi. Now, when you hit that drop, I don't even think you just know what you just got yourself into. You just got yourself into a relentless and a ride experience you could barely catch your breath on. You're throwing some many great things at you. Now, this thing gives you some amazing airtime, amazing inversions, amazing everything you can ask for. Especially that wave turn over the station. Give you some great whip entering it, give you some sustained ejector through it, and give you some great whip out of it. Iron Gwazi is definitely one of the best out there, and it's definitely the best RMC, and it just has everything you ask for in a coaster, and especially night rides too, with amazing light packages. And Iron Gwazi is absolutely warmed up at nighttime too, so that's a plus right there for Iron Gwazi. Definitely amazing. But other than that, that's gonna do it for my video, for my updated top 10 list. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any opinions on the list, definitely throw them in the comment section. I'd definitely like to talk to you guys about like your opinions on my list. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, stay intense.